This is all about the mindset, the mission, the moves to produce millions, and truly we've just begun. This event has been carefully structured to give you different segments throughout the day and to give you that knowledge throughout. We want you to have those moves, that value. Tomorrow is going to be an exceptional day as well to continue learning those moves or those methods that you can make those millions. But today, we get to continue and bring out a group that you may or may not know, known as Insurance Soup. But the guys coming to stage, I hear, need no introduction. Taylor Dobbie and Michael McCormick are former award-winning agents who saw a need for a revolution in the industry and no one actively leading it. Fast forward just 4 short years and they have 28,000 fans across Facebook and LinkedIn. They own a national brokerage with over 200 carriers, multiple contracts, the best commission plans and ongoing training and support with a focus on marketing. The #1 most popular and successful marketing education in the industry, known as Career Agent Concepts, the most advanced life insurance technology in the industry in Back 9, and a text and email automation and communication software called Touchpoints Professional. Therefore, let's talk Insurance Soup and bring out Michael McCormick and Taylor Dobbie. Gentlemen, good morning. Hey. Good to have
you. What's going on, 8% Nation? First off, I don't know how much Cody is paying the MC, but for an introduction and intro music like that, I feel like we got to tip him afterwards. What it comes down to is Mike and I, we always go back to, we're just 2 dudes with beards and a passion for this industry. We're not your typical guys that are going to be on stage. The hat rarely leaves my head. It's maybe because I'm 29 and already balding, but it just stays up there. So today we're going to go over, what we've done to build our group of 22,000 agents. Looking at the lineup, you're going to have a lot of motivation, inspiration, training, the sales strategies. So we want to give you a plan to where you can take back and implement right into your agency to help grow your business. The same blueprint that we've used to grow Insurance Soup from just under 3 years, from member 1 and 2 to over 22,000. Groups are very important. You've got the audience, you've got the attention. So it's a matter of just delivering once you create that group. So I'm gonna pass it off to Mike. He's gonna start the presentation. If you've got a pen and paper, go ahead and take notes. At the end, I'm gonna give you a URL to where you can go and request a copy of the presentation, because there's going to be a lot of information. So let's clap it up for Michael McCormick.
What's going on, guys? We having a good time this morning? We getting some good information, some stuff we can implement back in our agencies and our offices? All right, good. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to help you guys unlock a whole new stream of revenue for your agency that over the course of the next 10 to 15 years is going to make you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Does that sound all right? All right, cool. Before I get started, I did make one promise. Where's the camera? Reagan's my daughter. Reagan asked Daddy to come up on stage and let all of you know that I'm going to kick your butts. As I was leaving for the airport yesterday morning early, my wife came up to me and she said, "Hun, I know you're going to do a great job. Go out there and kick some butt." And Reagan came over and said, "How many people are going to be there, Daddy?" And I said, 800, 1,000, maybe 1,500, I don't know. And she said to me, "Go kick all of their butts." So as soon as this talk is over, I will be waiting for any challengers in the VIP lounge. Anyway, who are we? Where do we get off talking about this kind of stuff? Like Taylor mentioned, we are just 2 dudes with beards. Just trying to make this industry a better place and having some fun along the way, right? Insurance Soup was born late December 2015 on a dark and stormy night. I believe it was December 28th, if I had to put the actual date on it. But we had a conversation. We've known each other since 2014. And we had a conversation about the industry, social media in general, and the way things kind of panned out across the landscape on social media. And at the time, there were really no insurance groups. There were sales groups, there were leadership groups, there were motivation groups, there were insurance groups that were carrier-driven. You know, you can go link up with a bunch of State Farm agents, you can go link up with a bunch of New York Life agents, you know, things along those lines, but there was no place where the entire industry was getting together. And we decided at that point that we needed to be that hub. We needed to be the place where the entire industry came to talk about what's good, what's bad, what's ugly, and God knows there's a lot of ugly in this industry. We needed a place that wasn't simply being force-fed that Kool-Aid culture. And when we decided to kick Insurance Soup off at the end of 2015, we did it with the mindset of giving, and giving as much as humanly possible. And over the past 2.5 years, 3 years since Insurance Soup has started, Taylor and I have gone from agent 0 and 1, or 1 and 2, can't be agent 0, to, at this point, over 29,000 followers in just 2.5 years. And if there's one thing I want to kind of iterate throughout the course of this presentation, is that we're just two dudes. Just the same way 60% of you are dudes in here, and 40% of you are dudettes, chicas, ladies, the real power of this industry. And as far as like growing a community online is concerned, that's the thing. You don't need to be Grant Cardone. You don't need to be Ray Lewis. You don't need to be Coach Burt. You can be just two guys with beards and a passion. So let's talk a little bit about how Insurance Soup has grown over the last 2.5, 3 years, and why our model is important for you as an agent leveraging social media online. It all starts with what I like to call the 4 pillars of marketing. And the 4 pillars of marketing, for anyone who is not really entrenched in marketing, you're basically looking for 4 things while you are generating leads, uncovering prospects, getting yourself to a point where you have actual sales opportunities. Those 4 pillars are trust, credibility, desire, and value. Trust, credibility, desire, willing to go out there and introduce themselves to total strangers. It's just as easy to find that courage and put it out in a positive direction as well. So it changes the dynamic of prospecting quite a bit. But again, you need to make sure that you are treating the group as a service to your members above and beyond everything. You also must be willing to take on a little bit of a leadership role. You're going to be putting yourself out there. You're going to be subject to a little bit of scrutiny. I use that word a little bit quite facetiously. You're going to be in the spotlight. People are going to have things to say about you. It is what it is, so what? Who cares? They're not paying your bills. They're not feeding your family. They're not building your legacy. But you are going to have to ultimately step up to the plate and kind of declare yourself a leader. And that's one of the great things about being an owner of a group on social media. How many of you guys are in BNI? Or LaTip, or Toastmasters, or a networking group in general? Most of you guys, right? How many of you guys have aspirations to become a leader within your BNI or LaTip or your Toastmaster? Maybe you want to get the president spot or the VP spot or the treasurer spot or something along those lines. We got a couple of people like that? Thank you. Why are you guys gunning for those spots? Most of the time, you're gunning for those spots because it puts you in the spotlight. It gives you a chance to build good relationships with all the people in your BNI. Could take years. Same with your chambers of commerce, could take years. Social media, you plant your flag on the ground and you say, I declare this spot for me. Who wants to come hang? And you've got instant leadership, instant credibility. You're not waiting for votes. You're not waiting for tenure. You're not waiting for time. You're just basically, just like the old school explorers from the 1700s, you're putting your flag in the ground and you're making your claim for Spain or for England or from whatever European country you're from. But as far as naming your group, it's important. If you are not a known public figure, product, or service, the group name must be both about and for your audience. You guys heard our introduction. We've got a number of different brands that we own. Career Agent Concepts, Touchpoints Professional, Career Insurance Agents, which is new, Back 9. None of those really talk about insurance. If we started a group on social media looking to attract insurance agents, and we called it Career Agent Concepts, none of you guys would find us. None of you guys would know who we are. It would all be word of mouth. But when you name your group properly and you name your group for your audience, and this may seem very basic and not groundbreaking, earth-shattering news or anything like that, it makes it easier for the social platforms to find you. It makes it easier for the social platforms to recommend to other people to join your group. It makes it easier for people that are just doing a search online to be able to find your group, and things begin to really move and shake. So this is what day one of building your group is like. This is what you feel like. And if you felt like this, who wouldn't be following you, right? Beautiful woman, beautiful beach, beautiful ocean. Who knows where you can even find whatever that path is, but it's pretty cool. But chances are, you would follow this person. They're going to the beach, they're going somewhere fun, they're going somewhere cool. And this is what you feel like your very first day of starting a group. All right, I'm taking a leadership role, I got something to say, I got people that I want to listen to me, and let's get out there, follow me, let's have some fun. This is what day one really feels like. So you go in excited. You go in pumped. You go in feeling like you're going to change the world. And you go in thinking that everyone's just going to follow you. And then you turn around and you realize no one's following you. And oh yeah, you're naked. And oh yeah, everyone's looking at me. And I ain't pretty naked. And it's raining out. So all these people you thought were going to follow you, no one's following you, and you're naked and running along the street in the rain. Not the best feeling. How many of you guys here have tried to start a group in the past and understand what I'm talking about here? The other McCormick. The better McCormick. If you haven't met Walt yet, check him out. How many of you guys feel as if you've got a rocking and rolling group on social media right now? You're getting business from it, you're having fun, you're making connections? Nobody. Okay, good. Perfect. No, it's actually good. It's actually very good. I'm glad, because this is going to give you guys something really cool to implement in your agencies if you're into the social media thing. So, don't go it alone. It's very, very easy to say to yourself, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to start this group, people are going to follow me, people are going to like what I have to say, people are going to want to be around me, they're going to keep coming back to my group, et cetera, et cetera. But the bottom line is, there's only so much of you to go around. There's only so much time that you're personally going to have. There's only so much wisdom that you're going to be able to bestow. There's only so much that you're going to be able to do to build that group yourself, especially if you're not like a social media ninja or anything like that. So what I strongly, strongly suggest is you start with a squad. Make sure, above and beyond anything else, that you are the owner of that group. Do not let anybody else start that group but you, because that person who starts the group has got the potential to remove members, including other admins and mods, make sure that you start it. But you want to start that group with your core referral partners. You own the group. You bring in your real estate agent. You bring in your loan officer. You bring in an accountant. You bring in a divorce attorney. You bring in an estate attorney, at minimum. They're your mods. This is going to require a little bit of setup, guys. You need to make sure that your partners know what the group is all about, and that is to pour value onto the people in the group. You're not going to be talking about insurance. You're not going to be talking about mortgages. You're not going to be talking about real estate. You're not going to be talking about divorce or estate planning or any of that. You're going to be talking about what your group is about, whether it's, what county are we in here? Does anyone know? Davidson? Whether it's, parents of Davidson County, or Nashville Titans fans, or a local moms group. Doesn't matter. What you're going to be talking about within that group is the topic of the group. But because you're in a leadership role, and because you've brought other people in leadership roles that already know, like, trust, and refer business to you, whenever the topic of insurance comes up, you're going to have 4 people who are not insurance agents, who are credible, who are trustworthy, who are valued by the community, all chiming in that you're the guy or the gal to go to. Anytime the topic of divorce comes up, it's going to be, hey, have you spoken to Sally? She's an incredible divorce attorney. I'm sorry you're going through such a hard time right now. Sally can help you get through it. And what begins to happen is, over time, everyone in the group begins to know that you're the guy or the gal to go to when there's a question about insurance, and that John is the loan officer, and that Jim is the real estate agent. And what begins to happen is that know, like, and trust factor that can take months, if not years, to develop through very slow email campaigns and maybe seeing the occasional ad on social media, that gets expedited because they're checking back into your group. It's about something that they're interested in and that they like to participate in conversation about literally every single day. And now these people that would have taken years and years and years to know, like, and trust you begin to know, like, and trust you in a matter of days, if not weeks. And as the group grows, the members of your group that go on to do business with you begin to promote you within the group, giving you even more momentum with the people that you're trying to build that credibility with that trust with. Imagine, and some of you guys are in insurance suit, if every time someone said, hey, I'm really not happy with where my rates are right now, or hey, I really need to get life insurance put in place for my family, if every time someone said that, you had 10, 12, 15 people all tag you in the post. That's what begins to happen. Anytime someone brings up lead gen in insurance soup, I don't need to talk about what I do. I've got 20, 30, 50 people that jump in the posts and begin to tag Taylor and myself. It organically just becomes a place where your products, your services are recommended, because what you've essentially done is take the entire idea of this business being a relationship business, and instead of going out to shake everybody's hand, you've invited everybody in to come hang out, not just once, not just for a cup of coffee, not for a quick conversation, but you've invited them inside of your house to stay with you until they're ready to do business. And ultimately, a lot of them will. I think I should skip the slide here. This is a very, very, very important one. Set the rules of the group and defend them fiercely. Very important part of what you're doing. You let the group turn into a spam board. You let people start to recruit. You let people start to try and sell stuff from the group or whatever, and it's going to fail. It has to be pure value all the time, and you need to enforce your rules. So the stage has been set. How do we keep these people engaged? We have to create a culture, and I am way behind on my time right now. I knew this was going to happen because I'm a talker. Number one, authenticity. Taylor's laughing at me backstage because he knew I was going to go long. Authenticity. You need to be yourself. You can't be someone that you're not. The audience will see right through it, and there's no way that you'll be able to build a community on being fake. Not only will it shine through, but you will begin to start to not like yourself over time. Events and contests. Give people reasons to join your group. Give people reasons to invite other people into your group. Specific language. Inside jokes. Showing up daily. Ultimately, when you start a group, over time, a culture is going to develop. Allow that culture to develop. Allow there to be inside jokes. If you're an insurance soup, you know all about tacos. If you're an insurance soup, you've probably written the word cruise out one too many times. If you're an insurance soup, you may have slid into my DMs once or twice asking if you wanted to, if you could stroke my beard. Weird stuff happens. The answer is yes, right after we fight in the VIP lounge, if you win. But you want to keep the group focused on what makes you different and better. They got a ton of places to invest their time, a ton of places to participate, a ton of places to glean insight, a ton of places to have fun online. Make sure they know why your group is different, and make sure they know why they need to be in your group on a regular basis. Insurance Soup is the anti-corporate pro-agent group dedicated to making sure the agents of the insurance industry are exposed to the best opportunities, education, conversation, and real talk around what's actually going on in the business and not simply the Kool-Aid that corporate sells. That is our mission statement, that is our mantra, that is what we live by every single day, and we defend that fiercely. We don't allow the group to go too sideways unless we're the ones bringing it sideways. And we keep things run pretty tight. But as far as what you're looking to get accomplished, XYZ Group is the place that the locals at ABC Town get together to let loose, have fun, and learn about everything local to the ABC area. As difficult as it's going to be in the early stages, do not sell. As you grow your audience, you want to be seen as benevolent. You want to be seen as preeminent. You want to be seen as someone who is just constantly giving and giving and giving. If you build it, they will come. Yeah. The middle stages, now that your audience knows you, they believe in you, it's time to get things going. The core of the group loves you. They back you up. They recommend you when your products or services are being brought up in conversation. They see you as someone that can help them with their problems. You've offered advice and help through posts, blogs, videos, live feeds, you name it. And at this point, it's time to begin sharing your story, sharing your vision, and sharing other stories in the group. Once the group is mature, now things are really going to start rocking and rolling. You can still provide content and value, but when the group is at this size, it requires a little bit more monitoring and a little bit more policing. Stand your ground. Your posts in the group get excessive interaction simply because you're the leader. I can go into Insurance Soup right now and say the most ridiculous thing, and I'm going to have 50 people liking it in a matter of 10 minutes. I've done it. I've actually done it and said, hey, Taylor, watch this. It's crazy, the amount of authority and credibility that you get once your audience is into you. Your lead gen within the group is almost all organic, and it comes to you at a referral level of quality. Thing to remember, not everyone in the group is going to love you, and that's okay. It's attraction marketing. You're also going to repel some people, but the people that love you are going to love you, and that is ultimately what is going to fuel this and get this thing rocking and rolling. You want to advertise your group, and ultimately, how do we get everyone coming back for more? Polls, contests, guests, frequent live feeds, content, value, humor, letting everyone be themselves, interacting with everybody, and at the end of the day, culture. So this is a little rundown of our interaction, our engagement, what we've built out. As you guys can see, Right now we're at 22,000 members, over 17,000 of them are active. We have just shy of 2,000 people posting in the group every single month. Very, very active, very, very engaged, and it's all started using this exact formula. Here are a couple of pro tips, but I have officially gone over, so I'm not going to be reading them. But the good news is we are going to be sharing our presentation with you guys if you guys want to get your hands on that. The one thing that I will say, I know I made a pretty big promise to you guys before I got up here. I said I was going to help you guys make $500,000 over the course of the next however many years, and I really haven't explained the math on that yet. So you build up a group. You've got yourselves a couple thousand people in there. You sell 2 to 3 life policies a month that pay $1,000 commission. That's $24,000 to $36,000 a year. Do that over the course of the next 10, 15 years, and you have just opened up an entire new way to make money in your business that doesn't cost you a single penny while you're trying to grind it out and become part of that 8%. Appreciate your time, guys. Had a lot of fun up here.
Thank you guys so much. Michael and Taylor. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate you sharing with us so very much. No, I understand if you're not in if they're not in your group, they want you to be in the group. And I think a couple key things you said is this presentation, they can see you, they can get the whole thing, because I know some things you did to rush through and some pieces at the end you wanted to share. Where can they find you? Just mingling about? Is that okay if I send everyone
Absolutely.
to you?
I mean, by all means, I mean, we don't have a booth. We're just here, you know, hanging out and delivering value. So by all means, stop off, chat us up. The presentation is available. I know Taylor made it available last night. Yep. I believe it is
theinsurancesoup.com Wealth Conference.
Yes, /Wealth Conference. So if you guys are interested in this presentation, you guys can sign up for it. We'll send it on over to you probably on Monday. And if you're not in Soup, come hang with us. And if you're already in Soup, we appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate it. theinsurancesoup.com Wealth Conference. You can check that out at insurancesoup.com /Wealth Conference. You can get all those slides.